This is Spankers learning how to hand target. We're starting in a low distraction environment, and we're starting close together. I'm trying to set him up for success, and he figures it out quickly. We are eventually going to use this behavior as his recall. On our way out to the field where Spankers likes to forage, we have to pass the chicken coop. Spankers likes to go into the chicken coop to eat scraps and some chicken poop. His owner tries to clap to get his attention to come out, but he ignores her. I tried to bribe him with food, but he's too smart for that. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see how we eventually got Spankers out of the chicken coop without manhandling him. You can see that he's really interested in the chicken coop because he tries to go back once we leave. I stand in front to block his access, but you can see that he has zero interest in following his human up to the foraging field. He still really wants to get into that chicken coop. On our way back from the foraging field, we have to pass the chicken coop again. We decide to use hand targeting to get Spankers past the distraction of the chicken coop. His owner asks him to touch and gives a treat. You can see here that he makes a conscious decision to avoid going into the chicken coop and choose to touch his owner's hand instead. He knows it will pay if he touches her hand. Again, he chooses her over the chicken coop. You can see he goes back to the chicken coop and I have to step in front of him to block his access. I ask his owner to come a little closer because she's a little far away for him, but as soon as she steps forward, he comes right to her. Again, she takes 2 steps back, touch and treat. We could have probably moved a little faster here to help keep him from turning around, but I think for his first session this went awfully well, and he continued to choose touching his owner's hand over going back to the chicken coop, as long as we set him up for success and didn't ask him to go too far, too fast. With continued practice, his owner can start increasing the number of steps she takes before she gives Spankers a treat for touching her hand. Over time, we expect that they'll be able to make the trip from the house all the way to the foraging field for one treat or maybe even some scratches on his side. So, how did we get Spankers out of the chicken coop without manhandling him? In this case, flat out bribery. I could have chased him down, but I don't want him to associate my approach, or any human's approach, with something aversive, like being picked up when he doesn't want to be picked up. Doing something like that could cause aggression, and when this guy might weigh 200 pounds, the last thing we need is aggression. So instead, I offered him treats a little bit at a time, and as he ate them from my hand, we worked our way out of the chicken coop without having to touch him. Thank you for watching, and check us out at www.courteouscaninesinc.com.